So, greetings everyone. I hope you are doing well wherever you're watching from. So, today I'm just here to tell you about blind football and its journey in Uganda. So, for those who may not be in the know who I am, my name is Jagom Zafal. I'm the founder and chairman of Blind Football Uganda. I'm happy that when the idea was conceptualized, I got the opportunity to start it here in Uganda. And once I talk about blind football, it's really something that I'm really passionate and yeah, always happy to share about. And today I'm just going to share where blind football came from, what is it is about, how I came to start blind football. Yeah, uh, most of the people always have got to know of blind football in Uganda, but they haven't known where the story came from or how, because some of the things I have never shared them. And normally, I don't normally talk about myself. I don't normally talk about myself in so many instances. And sometimes I try my level best where possible to hide my face, but nevertheless, um, it still goes out, and we always have to to talk about where we come from and to different platforms. So most people have been always telling me why a blind football, so I'm going to also tell you about it. And more so, other people have been always asking me, um, why don't I talk about the genesis of it? So today I'm going to also share about it on this live. But I've been saying so many things about blind football in the news, in the media, and so many avenues. So my name is Jagom Zafal, and most people always want to to call me a president, but I'm not a president. I'm just a normal person like anyone. I call myself a chairperson, and I'm personally visually impaired. My left eye, it has a damage. For those who are visually impaired or people who are blind may not be may want to understand uh, how I look like. So my face is a bit damaged on the left side, not entirely the face only, the entire body. I have I got into an accident when I was young. I wasn't born like this, but I got an accident when I was young, and in my childhood, I I got burnt by fire, and that's how I came to look like the way you see me. So this was an accident in childhood, but it never happened at home. Imagine, it happened at school. So I was at school, and this is where it happened. So I lost my sight, and that's why I look like this. I got an accident in childhood, a fire, and I've gone through several surgeries for my life and for my face and for my eye to change, but I haven't they haven't been successful in one or the other, but more so, um, um, I've also learned to embrace what I am, and this is what I am. So I'm seeing so many people joining us. Thank you all of you from India for joining. So someone has asked, what is your country? I'm in Uganda. We are based in Uganda. So everything I do is in Uganda. And for those joining us from India, thank you for joining. So if you know Uganda, Uganda is an African country in the Eastern African region. It's where we are based. Yeah, so let's go, let's just dive in what I'm here to talk about. It's blind football. So blind football is a kind of soccer which is played by people who are visually impaired. So if you are visually impaired, we play blind football. Can you follow India football? Someone has asked, can I follow Indian football? Yes, I can, but what particular Indian football. If it is for the visual impaired, well and good. I will follow it. And because it's my passion anyway. So back to what I was describing. For blind football, it's played by people who are visually impaired or the blind. And the way it is structured, it's played as a team sport. So for visually impaired sports, we always have different sporting disciplines like goalball. We have showdown, we have judo, so many disciplines. But for blind football itself, it's played by in a team format, and it's played by 5 people. So on one side of the game, we have 5 people, and even on the other side, we have 5 people. That's how it is structured. So the four outfield players are always visually impaired, and then the other person you can call the fifth player is the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper we have is always someone who has clear sight. So that's how it is structured. 5 people on one side, 5 people on the other side. But the four outfield players are always blind or visually impaired. And how do we play blind football? So we play with a ball which has a rotating sound or which has bells in. So this is the ball. This is one of the balls. So the balls we use to play has a sound system in it. That's the ball. So when it rolls on the ground, when it rolls on the ground, it makes that sound. So that's what makes it unique. And most people always find challenges of understanding or getting these balls, most especially when you come to Africa, when you come to South America, some parts of the world, it's hard to get such balls. And even me, look at this ball here. Yeah, you see, respect. That's the logo for UEFA. So when I was in Madrid, they donated these balls to me. So I got them from Europe when I traveled to Madrid last year. And it's one of those balls that I can say it's one of the most important equipment for our sport to run. And then the other equipment, another serious one we have is the eye shades. These are the eye shades. So these ones are the eye shades. So we call them, you can call them, for a layman, you can call them blindfolds. These ones are blindfolds. Yeah, they are blindfolds. So how do we put them? We put them on like this, and then our eyes are totally covered. So that's how we play. So what we have to do is only to listen to the sound of the ball. So we just listen to the sound of the ball, and wherever the ball moves, so you have to move to that side. So that's how our game is structured. So the two most important equipment we have in our sport is these eye shades that we wear. Yeah, these are standard ones, and then the ball. This is the ball. So the ball has a sound system. Whenever it moves, it makes that sound, and that's how people hear or follow it on the pitch. So for this one, you look at it, it's sponge in nature. So you look at the sponge behind, it's a spongy. Don't know if people can see it, or people, yeah, spongy. And then here it's rubber. This is rubber. This one, it's rubber. They are made by Goldfix. So Goldfix is a supplier company for this equipment. It's based in the UK, and that's how we got them. So Goldfix donated to me these eye shades, and I'm really grateful for Goldfix. It has been helpful in the development of the sport in Uganda. So how did the sport start? So I started the blind football as an idea out of curiosity. So I was on YouTube like here, and it was 2016. I was at my university by then, and I ended up getting interested in the sport. So when I saw videos of the game being played, I ended up picking interest in the game, and that's how I got to love and pick interest in having the game started in Uganda. So the games were in Rio. Remember, Brazil was the host for Paralympic Games in 2016, and those games, so they were happening, and then that's how I picked interest from them. So after watching the games, I came back on ground and I started to inquire if we have such opportunities, or we have had a chance to see if these games exist in Uganda. So I made research, and most of the people who I used to interact with used to tell me that blind football, yes, we know it, but we know it over the internet. Other people used to tell me, yes, we know about the sport, but we know it as a sport when we travel outside Uganda. So it was really a little bit of a challenge for someone to give you clear uh, avenues where you can find support for the game. So in it, I went on to with a passion. So I started even trying to use global balls as balls, because these balls are not easy to get, and blind football balls are not easy to get. So I ended up using global balls as instead of using the blind football balls. But afterwards, later on, I started writing to different organizations here in Africa and even abroad, and these organizations um, ended up picking interest. But most of them used to reply to me. They used to ask, "In which region are you?" So remember, some organization have particular regions. Yes, Danny the fighter. Hello. I don't know where you are from, but you can tell me where you are best, and then I can send you some shout out. Danny, thank you for joining. Um, and from there, I ended up linking up with an organization. It's called the International Blind Football Foundation. So it's based in Japan. So that organization ended up giving me support of 10 balls for blind football to start, and even unofficial eye shades. And from there, it's how I started blind football in Uganda. So I started it I got the balls. I wrote to the several organization in 2019, but I ended up getting the balls in 2021. Remember, because of COVID in 2020, nothing happened for me. And then in 2021, it's when I can say officially, it's when I began blind football in Uganda. So the balls, I received them in February, but for us, we had gone into a second lockdown in 2021. So when the lockdown was lifted in August of 2021, well and good, that's how I started blind football in Uganda. So I started it with engaging with students of Makerere University. Makerere is one of the biggest universities in Uganda, and even the oldest, one of the oldest in East Africa. And I went, because I studied from there, so it was easy for me to link with them. So I ended up linking with people in Makerere, and from there I started blind football. Later on, I expanded to Chambogo University. It's also another public university in Uganda, and then uh, they also picked the interest, and I also introduced it to their students. And then from 2021 to 2022, I've been moving to several areas, me and my team to several areas, so that we can introduce this sport. And like enough, we have been we have ably introduced the sport to several regions in the country. Yeah, for those who are familiar with Uganda, I can list out down some of the areas that we are based. So in Soroti, we have a team in Soroti. We have a team in Kabali. We are based in Mukono, Buyukwe, Lila City, Gulu City. Uh, uh, Here in Kampala, we have 3 teams where I'm based. The Kampala metropolitan area, we have in Mukono, and so many other areas that we are planning. Even Naki Valley. So Naki Valley is one of a unique place which we introduced blind football to, because for it, it's a refugee camp. So it's in Isingiro, Western Uganda. It's where we introduced as well blind football. But if participation in all these areas is not so active, because truly you need to have resources, and more so from having resources, keeping monitoring and even supporting those areas to keep active. But once in a while, we go there, visit them, but some areas are truly active, others are low at participation. But in one way or the other, they are, yeah, sure, they're active, they are moving. So um about 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 the sport in general. So over time we have come up to stage events, and these events have been massive events that have attracted a lot of people to the sport. One of our major event we have is the national championship. So every year we organize a championship that brings all teams we have in the country into one area where we can chat, interact, and then play. And then at the end of the day, we crown a team that has played or has won all other teams to be that year's champion. So in 2022, it's when we started the official the first championship, the first edition. So the first edition was in Bugolobi. For those who are familiar with Kampala, Bugolobi is a suburb of Kampala. So in Bugolobi, we played at First Sports and Fusion. It's where we played from. And afterwards, from Bugolobi, we went to that was 2022. We only had two teams, incredibly, and all those teams were from Kampala. So and then in 2023, yeah, 2023, we played in Lugogo International French School. And shout outs to the International French School management, the principal, for giving us that space at a free cost. And I can say that 2023 was one of the biggest successes in terms of our events because we had very many numbers. We had in the past we used to have two teams, one team, even one and a half a team surfacing at events. But in 2023 at the championship we had about five teams. Yeah, five teams. One from Soroti, one from Gulu, and others were from Kampala, the three, to make five. And the win of that championship was Gulu Cyclones from Gulu City. But 2022, to take you back to 2022, the winner was, oh, Anthony is the great. Thank you for joining. Keep going, bro. You will make it one day. Thank you. Thank you for the motivation, Anthony. Yeah, in 2022, it was won by Strong Spirits, a team that originates from Makerere University, but now it's now a community team because all of those guys are no longer students. And then in 2023, again, it's in 2023, imagine, was our first maiden year that we got our first sponsorship. And on that event, we got Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda. They provided us with the product and they were our hydration partner on that event. And then EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, also came on board and they gave us 8 million Ugandan shillings. It was a donation to help us expand the game and also develop the game further. And in 2024, last year, we organized our third edition, and lucky enough, we had it at Chambogo University. And from 2023, we had five teams. From 2022, we had two teams. 2023, we had five teams. So at Chambogo, we had six teams that came. And lucky enough, it was won by which team? Yeah, it was again won by Strong Spirits. So Strong Spirits has two trophies ever since the game was introduced in Uganda. The Spirit team has four trophies, has two trophies. Sorry, the 2022 edition they are the winners. The 2024 edition also they are the winners. So the 2023 was won by Gulu Cyclones. For all those who would like more information, you can just go on our socials. You can find all that information, all those past editions. You can find all that information there. So this year, we are still going to organize a championship of that nature. And this year's event, it's when we are going to introduce our first blind football female teams. There will be two in number. So in 2025, we hope to have 8 teams of male all those championships I've talked about, all were dominated or were participated in by male teams. But now, 2025, we are going to have our first edition with female teams, and there will be two. It's what I'm eyeing after. But for some people who would like to support us, please, I also request for your support in one or the other. So we have a GoFundMe page which is running. So you just go and GoFundMe, look for Blind Football Uganda. Our theme is to buy standard equipment for our players. So when you log in, just look for our fundraiser of buying standard equipment for our players. Then you can donate something to us. It will reach us in any way or the other, and wherever you are from and you are willing to support us, I really thank you for that. So just go and GoFundMe, look for Blind Football, look for our section. We are fundraising to buy standard equipment for our players, and once you see that, just cast your donation, even if however small it can be, even if it's $1, it's one if €1, wherever currency you use, and wherever you are from, you can even donate to us and be part of our journey. It's what I'm requesting for. So that's the little where we have come from, and I believe some of the things have not been spoken out, because I've been to so many media outlets, but like enough, we don't normally give this total background about myself, about the sport itself, and yeah, I believe it can be something that can really, someone can, maybe if it inspires someone, you never know. But for those who may have been wondering where the sport came from, how it has grown, that's how it has grown. And for those who have been wondering how I came up with the idea, yeah. So most of the people may tell me, or always tell me, you are not blind, and yeah, I'm visually impaired, but I'm not blind. So how did I pick interest to start in the game in Uganda? So where I got the interest, specifically in two areas. For me personally, it's not that I'm bragging or I'm proud of myself, but I'm lucky that I'm not from a one of not a well-off family and not a poorest family. I can say a modest family or a humble background, but not so poor, not so rich, in between, average, yeah. So I've gone to the university, and when I went to the university, I ended up looking at persons with vision impairments and persons with disability. After their campus, they struggle a lot to get a job, to fit into the community, to work, which is very hectic, and which is not the same for the people who have no disability or people who are sighted. So I looked it in two aspects, starting blind football. One, as an employment opportunity, because I look at sports, if sports is a $6 million entity sector, I believe it has the capacity to support or pay as many people as possible. So that's where I also got the inspiration, and I said, if we have to change our pathways always focus on one thing: jobs, finish education, go look for a job, get a job, which is not easy in our community, in our society in Uganda. So that's why I ended up starting it, to show people that at least even if you don't go for a mainstream job, come participate in sports. It can be an employment for you as well. And then the other aspect I looked at is also expanding the sporting opportunities. In Uganda, we don't have so many activities, sporting opportunities, that we can say that these people can participate in, these people can engage in. So I looked at it in a way of also finding means of supporting uh, or expanding the playing opportunity, because if I can't manage to participate in athletics, at least let me participate in another particular sport. If I can't participate in goalball, at least let me go for football. And remember, football is full of unity. It's something which is big, which someone can easily engage with joy, the vibe, which is not in other sports. So it's a bit unique. And when you look at our country, Uganda, Uganda is a football loving country. So popularly, the biggest sport which is you can talk of is football. So when you introduce something related to football, anyone can easily relate with. So anyone can be part of it. So that's how that's how I ended up also engaging in it. And then also I look at football or blind football as a pathway that we can use to solve socio-economic difficulties that we have in our country. Because entirely, if you fail to get a job but you have the sporting capability and potential, why don't you come to sports? Or why don't you come to blind football play and get an opportunity and play and maybe uh, get a chance to be known in the world, be paid, travel, have an experience, have an adventure, and you see, you get means of amplifying or changing your life. So that those are some of the things that made me to start blind football. But I'm really delighted that so many people have come up and are interested in the sport in Uganda, outside Uganda, and even most people have embraced us. So what I would like most of you, so if you watch this video, just feel free, go on our channel, please subscribe, subscribe, and even keep sharing the videos so that very many people can know of what we are doing. And not only knowing what we are doing, if you have a person with visual impairment, you know who is based in Uganda, or you know an organization working with visual impairment in Uganda, and you would like us to introduce this sport to them, please contact us, reach us out. The information is on our YouTube channel as well. And if you have an organization overseas that we would like to partner with us, work with us, maybe push an agenda in any field, because sports is a universal tool. You can be in climate change, you can be in advocacy, but you want to push an agenda with persons with vision impairment using football, please feel free to join us or contact us, and then we see how we can partner. So I believe for today, allow me to end it here, but as I end it, remember, uh, one of the things I was talking of, one is our journey, blind football journey, how it started, how I came to conceptualize the idea. I've also highlighted that. Then I've talked about the equipment we use, these ones, eye shades again, yeah, and then the ball. This is the ball. Sorry, this one is one of the one which is deflated, so I ended up losing it in our training on the weekend. It got damaged, so it's one of the balls, but this one is a bit damaged. Yeah, so you just this one just put in pressure, and then you keep playing and keep kicking. So that's how what I wanted to tell you. But one thing I would like to leave you here is most people are always scared when they hear about blind football. One of the things that scares them is collusion. So we don't have collusions, that I'm assured. We have simple injuries in blind football, not even simple, some injuries in blind football, but we find means of yeah we find means of working on those injuries. But these injuries are minor, not like these collisions, because we have a mechanism of avoiding collision. One, so if I'm having the ball and I'm approaching someone, I have to say voy, 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 voy. So until I lose possession of the ball, it's my turn now to say voy. Then the other one, it turns to the other person. So um, that's how the game is structured. So if I don't have the ball, I have to say voy. Then if I have the ball, I just have to keep playing. So the trick is, if you hear someone is coming on the right, don't go to the right. Find means of dodging him. So that's how it is played. So most of the technical things, I will talk about them in our next episode. I will talk about them, share them, and then you understand how the game is structured. Maybe if possible, I'll share with the photos, I'll share with the game, with some videos on a bigger live audience, in a bigger live format, so that everyone, what I talk about, someone can easily understand it. But stay tuned, and there are so much which is coming up. For example, we are going to start episodes with our players so that you know what they do, how they live, how they operate their lives, how they live, how they survive. Yeah. So soon we are going to start those episodes. So I wish you all the best, and it has been me, Jagom Zafal, the founder, chairman of Blind Football Uganda. Ciao.